Hey everyone, it's Jake Hall, the Manufacturing Millennial. We are here at Realize Live 2026 in Detroit, Michigan, talking about how companies are leveraging the latest technology and solutions to really transform the factory floor. Now, we're going beyond the hype today. We're talking not just about what people want to see, but what is actually being implemented. So I have two great guests joining us today. I have Kristen Quasey. She is the Architecture and Portfolio Sales Manager here at Siemens. And joining us as well is Ron Knight, Prism Systems. You're the VP of Engineering. So thanks for both joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
So we're going to dive a little bit into this. When we look at the future factory, when it looks to at the stage of manufacturing happening across the floor, industrial AI, software-defined automation, digital transformation, these are terminologies and words that we're hearing every single day. But what do they actually mean? What is relevant right now in 2026 to the manufacturers who are hearing these terms, not just to make them sound smart like a consultant, but to actually see what's happening?
Yeah,
Let's start with you, Kristen.
I'll take a stab at it from the Siemens side at least. So what we've been seeing and hearing is a lot of customers who want to use AI, and they, there's again the hype of how do we actually implement it into our everyday. So we're working with customers to figure out how can we use AI technologies, whether that's generative AI or like vision inspection and quality defect detection in terms of AI, and use it to improve productivity when it comes to engineering or your operations or any of the services that you have in predictive maintenance, things like that. So there's a lot of different ways that here at Siemens we are building out solutions to help bring in AI technology onto your shop floor. There's a lot of work also being done on the kind of software-defined automation space where we're figuring out how do we program in new ways that are a little bit more modern to the modern engineer, or how do we decouple hardware and software so that we can centrally manage our whole shop floor at once. So there's a lot of different aspects that are happening that I think Siemens is really starting out here, being one of the first people out in the market to actually get these things implemented into live production.
Absolutely. Now, Ron, you guys are a systems integrator at Prism. You're touching a wide variety of industries. Amusement's one of them, pharmaceutical, food and bev. You're touching a lot of spaces right now, and you're really helping companies when it comes to that transformation journey. Where's really the starting line when it comes to what we're seeing with that digital enablement, that industrial AI that we're seeing right now in 2026?
Yeah, so for Prism, we approach things a little bit different than, let's say, with Siemens. I mean, we are a service company.
Yeah.
And so if we can do things, if we can produce project code more efficiently, quicker, that's better for us in as far as our bottom line. And so what I love and I'm most excited about with the Siemens AI product is those repetitive tasks that we don't enjoy doing. Okay, I've written this great function block for, let's make it simple, I'm controlling a valve, but I've got 100 of them. I don't want to go through and instantiate 100 calls to that function block. I can tell Eigen Engineering, I can say, I've got 100 valves, I've already written the function block, all the I/O is in the tag table, you go and generate and auto-instantiate those. And so instead of it taking me a day to auto-instantiate all of that, Eigen does it in just a matter of seconds.
Yeah.
Huge time saver for us.
And I think that's the one thing, it's going out there and it's taking just those repetitive tasks that take a long time to just chew up controls engineers and design time, a lot of it. And so when we're going out there and we're looking at the factory of the future, right? The technology's been out for a while. Let's say in 2035, we're walking the floor, 10 years from now. What is a world-class factory who's successfully adopted and implemented industrial AI? What does that look like in 10 years from now? Like, how are you picturing it today? What would you see on the production floor?
So, I mean, I want to prelude that with, I'm not one of those doomsdayer that says AI is going to take my job. That is not going to happen. You still have to have that smart guy behind the keyboard we know the prompts, we know what to ask, but then we can double check that work. Because AI will give you an answer with the utmost confidence, and it may just be wrong, and it may have completely misinterpreted your prompt. So, if we're talking 10 years from now, what I would like to see is, I always say that the hardest part of my job, in my opinion, is going in behind somebody else and making modifications to their logic or fixing something that they have broken. If you gave somebody, a programmer, 10 programmers the same task, you would get 10 different ways to program it. If we could standardize that just a little bit, it would make things so much easier. AI does that for us. It is generating predictive, well-documented code, and it's typically doing it the same way every time. And so what I would see 10 years from now is I can walk into any factory floor, and I don't care who wrote it, I can get in there and I can troubleshoot it pretty quickly. So efficiency should go through the roof.
Yeah. A lot of that has to do with how well those models were built on, right? It's one of those things, AI is only as good as the data that it was built on. How do we ensure that as manufacturers, as we begin to adopt this more, that we're building on the right layer?
That's an excellent question.
Yeah, I would say just my take on it here is, especially like Ron was saying, we now have this Eigen engineering agent or generative AI assistant for programming. So something that we're trying to do to make sure we are helping in kind of the data consistency is being able to ask Eigen to generate code based on our certain standards, our certain style guides that we're actually uploading into the tool itself. So then we're going to have code that is a little bit more consistent. So then maybe we have machines that are working more consistently. But I think that is one of the biggest challenges though too, because if you extend away from even just the first engineering portion and now you're going into live operations and we're trying to figure out, we have all this data from the plant floor, and how do we then use AI to make sense of this data? You're absolutely right. You have to figure out how can we make sure we have clean data coming in, and then also having being able to take that data and have generative AI or other AI tools actually, make sense of it for us too.
The one thing that's really excites me is the opportunity that exists for like the future workforce, right? There's people who've been doing this for 20, 30 years who come with a lot of tribal knowledge when deploying these systems. But today, with the advantage that AI is going to give us, it's going to give the tribal knowledge that controls engineers have figured out over time and make it readily available for a much younger workforce to see that. Are you seeing that today when you're going out and deploying these systems? How much has technology filled that tribal knowledge and that skill gap that we're seeing more and more every year when it comes to deployment and manufacturing?
So, as a 30-year control engineer myself, I can't say that I'm excited about that tribal knowledge just becoming so readily available. But again, I think overall it's just going to make control systems a lot more efficient. It's going to, again, for me as a service company, I want to be able to download that information to our young guys. We're constantly hiring guys right out of college, and to be able to get that information in their hands a lot quicker, I'm all for it.
Yeah, absolutely. And so for you at Siemens, when you're going out there and you're building on this co-pilot that's out there, what are some of the key, goals and really objectives that you as a team want to make sure that you are delivering on when it comes to supporting companies like Prism, who are always going out there and trying to push that edge when it comes to successful deployment?
Yeah, absolutely. And kind of highlighting what Ron just said here too, of constantly hiring new talent and constantly having maybe some turnover in the engineers on your team. That's something that the Eigen engineering agent is there to support with, is getting you started with projects, helping once maybe you're taking over somebody else's project and you need an assistant there to make sure you're getting upskilled pretty quickly. So that's one of the main messages, I would say, is just helping with the shortage of skilled labor and making sure everybody is being able to quickly get onboarded. But we also just want to reduce repetitive tasks. Again, as Ron mentioned, you still need people who are very knowledgeable in the manufacturing space and the automation space to use these tools and to ask the right questions and to prompt generative AI in a way that makes sense. So you still need that knowledge in the background, but being able to have a tool that takes it from a day-long task to 10 minutes is huge. And then people can work on, more projects if they want to, or something that's a little bit more complex that they can't necessarily use generative AI for. So it's really just there to help you get up to speed with where you need to be.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Ron, you enter an elevator and you are right next to an executive at a large manufacturing company. And you have now to the 22nd floor, 60 seconds to convince that executive why they should be implementing AI in their floor. The door just shut. What do you say?
I'm going to tell him that Prism Systems is the best systems integrator out there, and that we have embraced all the new technologies, including AI, and that we can develop his project much quicker and much more in a more standard way, and that he should absolutely use Prism and Siemens technology.
All right. Non-sales pitch of Prism. Why should the general industry be approaching AI today? You're at the 11th floor.
See, executives don't want that technical. They don't want that. I've got to convince him why he needs to use us, not so much then let me use the tools that make the most sense.
Awesome. I'll have the same question to you, right? You're going down now.
Yep.
Why should manufacturers be using AI today?
I think they should be using AI today because it's just going to speed up their processes. It's going to help them be more efficient, be more productive. Why have whether it's engineers, your operators, why have them spend time on tedious, repetitive tasks if you can have a generative AI tool support them in that? Again, you have to have the automation knowledge in the background, but let the tool get you started, build out these frameworks. People are going to be happier at work if they're not doing repetitive tasks every day.
Absolutely.
So
improve the quality of life with workers, be able to differentiate yourself and improve productivity, but at the same time, make sure you pull great partners in the industry like Prism Systems who can deploy AI as well as a bunch of other smart manufacturing solutions on the floor.
AI is coming. You got to embrace it.
Yeah. It's one of those things. It's no longer a what if or I'll wait around and see. It's it's here now. It should be a part of your strategy today.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome. Well, Ron, Kristen, thank you both so much for taking some time today. Of course, I'll have some more information down below in the comments, talking more about what we're doing in this industry and also some information to check out what Prism Systems is doing in manufacturing. We'll see you guys again.